The Phantom Troupe not only holds some of the most important characters in the series, but also some of the most beloved. Throughout the series, the Phantom Troupe has always held some relevance in the series, whether it's being the main target for Kurta's vendetta, or a way for Ahsoka to fight Crollo. They are a group that has stapled their presence in Hunter x Hunter, so I thought it'd be best if I thoroughly explained who they are. Hello and welcome to my first Hunter x Hunter video. This is actually something I'll be doing for my main content, where I discuss and explain certain events and topics in Hunter x Hunter. I really love and adore Hunter x Hunter, so I thought it'd be fun discussing and explaining about it. Today I'll be talking about the Phantom Troupe and the Kurta clan. This was originally going to be a video solely on the Phantom Troupe, but I also thought a video on the Kurta clan would be too short, so I combined the both of them together into one video. I'll try to squeeze in enough information about the Kurta clan somewhere in the middle of the video when I get the chance. But before I start the video, I am warning everybody that there will be spoilers for the York New City arc, the Greed Island arc, and the recent Dark Continent arc, so if you don't know what happens during those time frames, it's best if you finish the anime and then read the manga, because the Phantom Troupe are heavily involved in those arcs. So now with my introduction done, I'll now do my video. The Phantom Troupe, also called the Spider, are a group of thieves that originated in the junkyard town of Meteor City. Along some point in history, the first member and the head of the Spider, Kurta Silver, recruited 8 members to form the legs of the Spider and left Meteor City. Almost nothing is known about Meteor City itself, but it is rumored to be over 500 years old, and is also believed to be founded by a dictator who wanted segregation among people. Currently, Meteor City is commonly used as a dumping ground for other countries and as a resident for outcasts. To me, it's really sad because it's said to be the most ethnically diverse place in the world, and its population is in the 10 of millions. The size of Meteor City is estimated to be close to the area of Tokyo, but because Meteor City isn't really considered a real country or type of owned land, all citizens who originate from there will have no recorded history, making it almost, if not impossible, to know about their past. This also applies to the original members of the Phantom Troupe. So because of that, we don't know much about their past, like when and how they all learned Nen, but we do know that they are highly skilled in Nen and are one of the most notorious criminals in the Hunter x Hunter world. The Spider also won't hesitate in the slightest to kill innocent lives to get what they want, like the time they killed all 128 members of the Kurta clan and collected their eyes solely due to the fact that the Kurta's scarlet eyes were liked by Crollo. The Kurta clan before the massacre was an endangered group of people that closed itself off from the rest of the world. The Kurta do not speak English or Japanese and speak a completely different language of their own. In 2012, a 2-chapter story was released detailing Kurapika's past. In this telling of Kurapika's past, we find out more information regarding the Kurta clan. One time while watering the forest, Pyro, Kurapika's childhood friend, saved Kurapika from falling down a cliffside. In doing so, Pyro had injured both of his legs and permanently damaged his eyes. Overcome with guilt and responsibility, Kurapika approached the elder of the Kurta clan to request to enter the outside world in order to find a doctor for Pyro. The elder constantly refused Kurapika's request because the Kurta clan were very frequently discriminated against by outsiders and were hunted, which made them have to constantly relocate. Because of how different they are from regular humans, there is a theory that says the Kurta are actually from the Dark Continent, and it has been stated that other humanities live there, so it could be a possibility. To me, I personally don't believe that they are from the Dark Continent, but there is a theory that says that Paris is responsible for the massacre. At first I really hated this theory and thought it was stupid because we know that the Phantom Troupe were the ones that slaughtered the Kurta, so every time I heard about it, I quickly dismissed it and never looked into it because I thought it was stupid. But after seeing why people believed it and looking more into it, I saw that there were some solid reasons to the theory. I might do a video explaining the theory, but right now I'm getting too off track. Back to the backstory. In one final argument, the elder allowed Kurapika to leave the village and explore the outside world, but in order to do so, Kurapika must pass a series of tests which he ends up doing. After completing all the tests, Kurapika sets off on a journey to find a doctor to cure Pyro's condition. 6 weeks after Kurapika's departure, the Phantom Troupe went to the Kurta village and massacred all the Phantom Troupe gouged out all the eyes from the deceased members and sold them on the black market. The reason why the Phantom Troupe went out of their way to collect the eyes was because members of the Kurta clan possess a trait that forced their eyes to turn a bright scarlet red when emotionally agitated. And if a Kurta clan member dies while still having their scarlet eyes still active, their eyes will still glow a brilliant shade of red. This scarlet color made their eyes very valuable, which is why the Phantom Troupe killed them all, took their eyes, and sold them. But to me, that really makes them hypocrites because despite their apathy towards the people they've killed and their massacres, they become enraged and heartbroken when one of their members is killed. It's even more hypocritical because it's allowed for someone to join the Phantom Troupe by killing a current member, thereby replacing them. So it doesn't even make sense that they don't care about the lives they're taking but hate it when one of theirs gets killed. And even if that member gets killed, their death will be meaningless since anybody can just kill them to replace them. The spider also likes to grow more legs to add to its power. The leader, Kurta, is responsible for recruiting new members and is the only one with the authority to do so. Members may not be able to recruit new members, but they can request for somebody to be recruited if they wanted. A person can also join the Phantom Troupe by killing a current member, thereby replacing them. Which still doesn't make a lot of sense, because when the 11th member of the Spider, Uvogin, was killed, the entire troupe went on a massacre as a requiem for their fallen comrade. But after that, it's implied that Kurta might have insisted on recruiting Uvo's killer, i.e. Kurta, into the Spider to replace Uvogin. But again, I digress. Once someone becomes a member of the Phantom Troupe, said member will get a tattoo of a 12-legged spider with the number place they're filling in for. But this number doesn't define the hierarchy or ranks among members. We also know that the tattoo does represent power because we know that Uvogin, despite being the number 11 of the troupe, was one of the most strongest members and was physically the strongest troupe member. And I repeat, was. While no member can outrank another, there can still be arguments that can get really heated, but since serious fights are forbidden between all members, disputes must be solved with a coin toss, which is rather silly but surprisingly effective. Of course, the leader's orders are top priority when it comes to anything in the group. But the leader's own life should not be the utmost importance, but instead the survival of the group as a whole should be, which makes sense because any of the members of the troupe, even the leader, can be replaced. This might also be the reason why Kurta is marked as number 0 of the group. This rule has actually caused some tension between some of the members. Like the time when Kurta was kidnapped by Kurta, half of the members wanted to save Kurta even though it risked all of them being killed, while the other half decided to leave Kurta to die at the hands of Kurta to ensure the spider's survival. Any member can take this rule into their own hands and go against any opposing member in order to save the spider. This means that if necessary, a member can kill another member as it calls for it because the survival of the group as a whole trumps over any one member's survival. Now that I've gone over the troupe as a whole, I'll now go over their leader, Kurta. The reason why I'm only doing Kurta and not the other troupe member is because he is the leader of the group, and if I went over each Phantom Troupe member individually, it would take too long. Starting off with Phantom Troupe number 0, Kurta Lucifer. Kurta is the founder and the head of the Phantom Troupe. Nothing is currently known about his backstory except that he and the other original members of the Phantom Troupe came from Meteor City. Kurta is often argued to be one of the most strongest characters in the series, being the fact that he fought Zeno, a very experienced and aged assassin and the head of the Zoldyck assassination business. Also, Zeno vaguely states that Kurta would probably kill him if he went all out. Kurta has also fought Silva before in the past. We don't know who won the fight or when or where or why it happened, but we do know that the previous number 8 of the Phantom Troupe died from their clash, so it's possible that other Phantom Troupe members were involved in the fight, and Silva stated that Kurta has gotten far stronger since their encounter. Kurta's Nen is another reason why he's considered to be one of the strongest. Kurta has exceptional Nen skill, especially for someone of his age, and being a specialist makes his Nen even more unique and versatile. His Nen ability, Skill Hunter, lets him steal other people's abilities by conjuring a book known as Bandit's Secret, but in order to steal any abilities, he has to complete the following tasks. He first has to see the ability being used, then must ask the Nen user about the ability, and they must answer. After that, his victim must have their hand on the palm print of Bandit's Secret, and all of those tasks must be completed within an hour. When using Bandit's Secret, he can only use a stolen ability by flipping to the page said ability is in, and must stay on that page until he's done with the ability. If he ever switches pages, closes the book, or moves the book from one hand to the other, the ability deactivates. There are more rules and limitations to this ability, but I won't be able to cover all of them in this video. Instead, I'll briefly go over all the basics of the abilities I'm explaining. Kurta's second ability is Double Face. This ability negates some of the limitations of Skill Hunter. Double Face is a conjured bookmark that can be placed on a page of Bandit's Secret. This allows Kurta to close the book and or switch pages and keep the ability still active. This lets Kurta combine aspects of two different abilities for versatile combinations. Now going over his stolen abilities, we have Fun Cloth. Fun Cloth is an ability stolen from the Shadow Beast Owl. Kurta can change the shape of the cloth at will. The cloth allows the user to shrink his victims by ensnaring them inside the cloth. The user can reverse the ability of the cloth by releasing their victim. Kurta used this ability against Silva and Zeno Zoldyck to trap them in the cloth to steal their abilities, but he failed to do so. Kurta's second stolen ability is Indoor Fish. This ability allows Kurta to conjure man-sized fish that feed on human flesh. These fish can be only summoned in enclosed-off spaces and will disappear if the closed space is no more. As long as the fish are still conjured, the victim won't be able to feel any pain inflicted from the fish and won't bleed or be able to die no matter how bad the injury is. Lovely Ghost Rider, an ability he stole from Neo Nostrade. This ability lets Kurta create accurate predictions for the people he writes for through poems. Obviously, this ability isn't used for combat, but is for fortune telling. As of now, Kurta is unable to use this ability because the page he was in has mysteriously disappeared from Bandit's secret, implying that Neon Nostrade has died. Black Voice. This ability allows Kurta to control the actions of a person via a needle he implants to the back of their necks and controlling them with a controller or cell phone. He stole this ability from Shalnark, who voluntarily gave it to Kurta to use in his fight against Hisoka. It is still unknown if he can use the Black Voice after Shalnark's death. Gallery Fake. When Kurta places his left hand on an object, he can scan it and create an exact replica of it with his right hand. Any living thing copied by Gallery Fake will appear as a corpse, as the Hatsu can only copy inanimate objects. All copies will vanish after 24 hours regardless of size. Kurta stole this ability from Kurta in order to use it in a fight against Hisoka. He used it in combination with Order Stamp to copy and control the dead bodies to fight Hisoka. It is also unknown if he can still use Gallery Fake after Kotopi's death. Moving to Order Stamp, it allows Kurta to conjure a stamp that when stamped onto a puppet can give said puppet commands to follow. The ability can't control corpses or living beings, but it can control Nan copies of corpses, which is what Kurta used in conjunction with this ability, which led Kurta to create over 200 puppets to fight Hisoka. A puppet can be killed if the head is removed. Sun and Moon. This ability marks Kurta's right hand with a sun with a plus sign in it, and marks his left hand with a crescent moon with a minus symbol in it. Kurta can mark these symbols onto anything he touches. The two marks will create an explosion if they touch. Kurta stole this ability from one of the elders of Meteor City to mark his puppets and kill Hisoka. Even though the elder had died, his Nan became so strong after death that Kurta kept the ability. That's also why even when Kurta closes his book, the marks will still exist. Kurta's final ability is Convert Hands. This ability marks Kurta's right hand with a black arrow in a black circle pointing up, and on his left hand is also an arrow in a circle, except the color scheme is reversed and the arrow is pointing down. Touching someone with his right hand will cause the person to look like Kurta, and touching someone with his left hand will cause Kurta to look like them. But if Kurta touches them with both hands, Kurta and his target will swap appearances. Kurta used this ability to hide in the swarm of puppets he was controlling during his fight with Hisoka. Kurta was briefly shown to have some teleportation ability in the York New City arc, but was only shown once when Nobunaga tried to attack Hisoka, but it's still unknown how this ability works. Since I don't have enough time to go over the rest of the troupe, I'll simply say the names of all the members. Phantom Troupe member number 1, Nobunaga Hazama. Phantom Troupe member number 2, Phaeton Portor. Phantom Troupe member number 3, Machi Komashine. Phantom Troupe member number 4, Kailuto Zoldyck. Phantom Troupe member number 5, Finks Mugub. Phantom Troupe member number 7, Franklin Bordeaux. Phantom Troupe member number 8, Shizuku Murasaki. Phantom Troupe member number 10, Benolanov Ndongo. And recently added to the Phantom Troupe is the new number 11, Illumi Zoldyck. The former members of the Phantom Troupe are Hisoka Moro, the previous number 4, Shalnark, the former number 6 or 9, Pakunoda, the former number 9 or 6, Uvogen, the former number 11, Kurta, the former number 13, and the unnamed former number 8. There was another member that was the previous number 4, that being Omokage, but he only existed in the movie Phantom Rogue. So how'd you like the video? I really hope you like it and really subscribe to my channel. I'll cover the rest of the individual members in a different video. I'm also going to try to be a lot more active on this channel, but it might take me a while before I'm able to upload another video. And with that, I'm done with my video.